Yeah. You know, I said this would happen with Joe Joyce a long time ago. You know, and that was just all based off of the lack of head movement, staying right there on center. On the line. It had nothing to do with his boxing abilities, his offensive boxing abilities, and his power, and his IQ. It just had to do with that aspect of it all, you know, and him being slow. Now, if Zhang, a lot of heavyweights out here got problems now, but if Zhang knew how to slip a punch, knew how to catch a punch, he could have made this fight a lot easier than what it was. Now, on the other hand, Joyce said after the fight that you know, he hasn't fought a southpaw in a long time, and blah blah blah, whoop whoop whoop. The commentators are like, well, he's practicing it in the locker room. Isn't this something that they should have been practicing? And then, like, everybody knows they cover shit. They go through the motions before a fight. So I'm kind of like, why would fucking dumbass Steve Bunce? Like, what the fuck is you talking about, dude? Um, but more practice, out of Joe Joyce. More practice out of Joe Joyce. I would say, far as fighting the southpaw, then I would say more cardio work for Zhang. I mean, because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. We're in the third, fourth round, and he's already pacing himself like he got like 20 rounds to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's pacing himself like extreme, like being extremely conservative with the energy, and that's crazy. I told folks, man, long time ago, man, that being that slow in the heavyweight division, and stand on center and not just move your fucking head, do something. It's always a term for disaster. And I told folks, when the one of the thing is with Joe Joyce, when he gets hurt, you can't tell when he hurt. You see the initial thing, but you can't tell. He got nice legs, paws, and he doesn't show it. And he likes to go for it when he gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because to him, it's all about winning the round. So what would like we seen in this fight, throwing a whole bunch of pity pats, throw something, land something on him. You know what I'm saying? Keep busy, keep this guy up off my ass. Because as you see, the more Joe Joyce kept busy, the less Zhang threw. You see what I'm saying? Zhang always just waiting for, like he wanted to catch his breath, or he would play or get reset or something to throw something. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't sit still with Joe Joyce, or you shouldn't sit still with Joe Joyce. It was a good fight. Now I hear one of the judges had all rounds for Joe Joyce, which I was like, wow. I mean, scored in favor of Joe Joyce by 1 round. And I was like, wow. I mean, because there's many of aspects of winning a round, and it's not just by one aspect. That's the reason why I even said on Tay Jones' channel, I gave Joe Joyce the 3rd round because he was more active, he landed more punches, and it seemed like he controlled most of the round. And the reason why I'm saying he controlled most of the round, because every time he threw punches and kept active, that kept Zhang from throwing punches. It kept him from resetting. It kept from him getting comfortable. And I think that was the only, I can't remember offhand, I think that was the only round I gave Joe Joyce, was the 3rd. I probably gave him the 4th or maybe the 5th or something like that. But 1 round, but having him up by 1 round, that's another reason why I say these judges and these judges in the sport of boxing, man, they're horrendous. You know, they're just horrendous. You know, and I think there needs to be more. Well, anyways, they're just horrendous. You know, he wasn't up by 1 round. But I would tell y'all this. Mark my words. If they fight again, it's going to be a very good fight. And I highly doubt Zhang get his stamina up. I highly doubt he get his stamina up. Everybody can see it. His team can see it. He can see it. And nobody doing shit about it. Ain't nobody doing shit about it. You know, neither one of them dudes should be fighting for a title. Neither one of them dudes. If you can't beat Zhang, you should be fighting for a title. And if Zhang can't get in proper shape, he shouldn't be fighting for a fucking title. Somebody needs to come and take this shit from these guys. You know, now they talking about having a rematch. Yeah, okay, cool. But what is Zhang going to do different? And can y'all properly teach Joyce how to fight a southpaw? Can you properly teach him how to stay away from southpaw? And southpaw wasn't just the only reason why he was getting hit. You know what I'm saying? His head is on center. He's too fucking slow. That's what it is. And so they need to look at that tape and look at it. The more he punches, rather than these pity pats or whatever, the less Zhang throws. But no way in hell should you be taking shots from a heavyweight fighter like that. And it wasn't even like the frequency was like high. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the frequency was like high. Zhang probably threw maybe 20 punches a round, but he landed effective punches. Effective punches to where everyone knew that those punches had more effect in that round than anything Joyce did. Anything that he did, his more effectiveness than anything he did in that ring per round. So you know, Zhang could have put it on him. Zhang, if he had an engine, he could have put it. He could have had him out of there. He could have sent them through the ropes, all that shit. But he just don't want to. I don't know what it is. But on that note, shout outs to the whole entire boxing world, and everybody stay sucker free.